Hey everyone, Jason here from Campaign Sauce Digital Marketing. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. What we're going to do in this recording, in this live stream, is walk you through more of an advanced look at how you can transfer a Wix site over to a Shopify site. And the part of this that we're going to do is where a lot of people get hung up, and that's with the images. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into this. And as we're doing this, we're making the assumption here that you are familiar with doing uploads using a CSV file. Okay, so this is not a basic class, basic course here. This is going to be more of the advanced stuff. So let's see here. We're going to go ahead and switch over to the screen share mode. And away we go. So this is what things look like here. We have a image, right? That is this guy. It's basically a piece of Celtic jewelry, okay? And we're going to toggle over here to Shopify, or sorry, we're going to toggle over here to the spreadsheet, and we're going to take a look at just what we can expect here as we're doing, say, some of the downloads out of Wix. We're going to get something that looks like this, okay? So this is one particular product here. You have the product handle, right? So pretty long, pretty cryptic. Obviously, it has the name here. Description field's empty for this one. But here we are on the product image URL. So again, this is the export that's just come straight out of Wix, and we open it up. Notice this really long image URL. Notice there's a semicolon here, okay? That means there's actually going to be two images. Obviously, if you had more semicolons, the more images, but that guy splits between two images for that particular product. Now in Shopify, those are actually two different lines, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and dive into just really what that import needs to look like. But before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a sample CSV from Shopify, okay? So if you go over to Shopify and you say, hey, give me an example CSV, it's going to look something like this, okay? It's going to have example t-shirt, going to have example pants, example hat, right? And you can take this and just upload it straight away into a test version of your Shopify store. But what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and scroll over sideways here. I want you to take a look at the image sources, okay? Notice that this image source is not just the very back part, right, with the JPG on it, with, the file name. It has the entire URL. So you are not really able to take this fraction of a URL and just move that over, copy paste that over to your image source. You actually have to do some building on it. Okay, so let's go back and take a look at that image. We're going to go up here to the top. So if you want to zoom way up there and check that out, this is a really long URL up here at the top. Okay, so you see that it says static, wixstatic.com, it's media, have this really big long file name there, and there's the .jpg. Okay, so let's just look at these two. That's 2D0A. Let's go back to our spreadsheet and we'll see if we can find, yeah, there it is right there, 2D0A. All right, so we know that we have at least this portion of the file name here. Okay, so we're on the right track, but look at all the rest of the stuff that's up here. Okay, so this is the part up to right, basically right around here. This is what was included in the spreadsheet. So we have this part up here that is, for lack of a better term, static, right? We're just going to call this the preamble, okay? We've got the file name itself, okay? So we're starting to look at a little bit of a code here, and let's see what else is on this guy. All right, so I'll just go ahead and hit return, and it's a pretty long URL. So let me show you what we ended up doing with this guy. So notice that the ratio, first off, is it's wider than it is tall, okay? So that's one thing I want you to notice. We're going to go back and take a look at some of the sizing pieces for this. So let me just go back and grab this original URL that we had built. So we're going to copy this guy. We're going to go paste it back over here. All right, so if you go into the website itself and pull up this product and kind of right click on that image, you'll see this really long URL here, right? Super long. Notice here inside this super long URL that we have some pieces that are talking about W1000H666. Okay, so notice that guy is wider than it is tall. If you want to play a little bit with the aspect ratio, let's see if we can make this guy square. All right, so you do this and that plays with the aspect ratio just a little bit. So if you're doing your exports, it might be a good idea to make sure that this centerpiece, right, that's kind of defining all of the width of the product. Whoops, it's defining the width of the product. You want to make sure that that guy's basically all the same, okay? So there are some times whenever I'm doing this work that I will go ahead and just make everything here square. That way, whenever we're doing featured images and we're sharing that over to Facebook or Instagram, we know that it's going to play very well without cropping things that we don't want cropped. Okay, so we have that really big, long piece here that's in the center. So right after the very end of the .jpg, we have this, all right, this backslash v1, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we know that we have all that. And then, looks like we're going right back into that file name again. All right, so we have this portion in the middle that is pretty much the same. Every time that you go and you pull up an image from this website, the central part is the same. And we know that the beginning part, right, this Wix static media, blah, 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 we know that this part up here at the front is the same. So what we do in order to build this URL, we know that we have the file name itself, but in order to build this out, let me go ahead and show you the trick that I was using. Of course, I'm using numbers on a Mac. This is the exact same format that you would use if you were in Excel. The formula that we use is the same. Okay, so let me show you what we have here. So let's just go ahead and focus on this guy. I'm going to hide these two rows here just to eliminate any confusion, because that was me as I was doing some of my building here. Okay, so we have these two images, or these two file names. So notice it's the 2D0A, right? And again, that's from right here, 2D0A, really, really long file name. You have the next piece, and the last part of it ends in 7792A. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, 7792A. So we know that we have these two images that we're going to build, okay? So that's what I'm just calling is the root, okay? Then we come back, and then we have something called filler. All right, so we know that this part is going to be the same for all the pictures. Up here at the very front, we have the preamble, and there's nothing secret about these names here. I had to call it, you could call it part 1, part 2, and part 3. So we have the preamble, that's all the same. The root, which is going to be different, okay, and again, you can just call that part 2. So those are the two file names that, again, come from up here. We paste in the filler, okay? And again, this is all the same for all the images on the site. And then it looks like what we do in the formatting, again, it's the same file name here at the end. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, this is great. These are all in 4 or 5 different cells, but how in the world do we get these things together without any special characters? Well, the formula that you want to use, and again, I believe this is the same for Mac as it is Mac numbers versus Excel. The formula is called concatenate. Okay, so concatenate, it puts all of these cells right next to each other. So as soon as one cell ends, the next one picks up, and it makes it all one big long string. Okay, so you can see right here, whoops, you can see there with the formula, all I'm doing is I'm tagging together A4 with B4 with C4 and D4, all right? And once I've done that, it now builds this really nice big long URL for us. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and whoops, we're going to copy this guy. Copy. And let's go back over here. We'll open up a brand new tab just to make sure that I'm not cheating. All right, so we're going to enter that guy in. So there's the first answer. Let's open up another URL, and we're going to get this second tag, the second image. Let's go ahead and copy this guy. We're going to paste it over to here. Let's see what we have here. Boom, okay, so it's a second image, right? So anyway, it's really fun to be able to do this and very easy to be able to do it. And that's how you do it. It's the concatenate. And again, whatever you do, whenever you go back and you check out your sample CSV from Shopify, again, it's looking for that really long URL. That's pretty much how you build it. And we're going to go back to the Celtic Jewelry import. So anyway, here we go. Here's the first image that you can put in would be right here. And then the second image that we would put in would be down here on the bottom. Whoops, I need to paste my values instead of just pasting the formula. Let's see here, edit. And we need to go down to, it's actually a good catch here. Paste formula results. Excel, you have something like this as well. That will allow you to paste the formula results in, right? So we're going to go back and we're going to grab that other URL from our spreadsheet that we were building in. And here it is. So we're going to copy this guy. And now that you've gone back and you've added these guys in, This spreadsheet now is, again, we got to do edit, and we're going to paste our values, paste formula results. Okay, so now this guy's in the right position. Again, you have your image position 1 and 2 for both of those images. And now you're in the right format for uploading this guy over to Wix. Now, some of you might wonder, well, why don't you use a converter? Just go out and buy one of the online converters and do it. I've found that being able to go in on some of the stores and really get familiar with the data, it's absolutely invaluable when you walk through the rest of the engagement with your clients, because then you can talk, you can actually talk with a lot more intelligence, because you've gone in, you have questions. Why was this thing loaded this way, but the other one you described it another way? It just gives you a lot more hands-on with the data. So yeah, you can definitely use a converter if the converters work out for you. In fact, on this particular shop, when I came across this tutorial, I'm thinking we have somewhere around 700 products. That was an okay amount. If we were talking 16,000, I would probably be taking a different approach here as far as the converters are concerned. Might go in and look at that a little more deeply. So anyway, so there you have it. If you guys have any questions about how you can go ahead and convert your Wix store over to a Shopify site, I would love to help. Feel free to reach out to me. My name is Jason, and you can always reach us. I'll just go ahead and pull up the website here. You can reach me at campaignsauce.com, and we're going to go ahead and pull that guy up. Well, looks like it's not really. There we are. I'll pull it up on the screen. So yeah, just look for the chat feature down there in the bottom left-hand corner. So it's going to be, bottom right-hand corner, way down there. You'll see the chat feature. Go ahead and use that guy. Reach out to me. Would love to talk to you. Or you can always reach me at my email, which is jason@campaignSauce.com. Thanks so much. You guys have a great day.